Right, hey, how you doing, guys? My name's Electric Johnny Hat. It's 11 o'clock. It's Thursday and it's the 9th of April. Yeah, 9th of April. How you all doing? It's I mean, we're getting the last couple of days it's been like proper summer here, really hot summer. It was 25 yesterday. I mean, it's 20 today, but still it's creeping up, isn't it? It's getting better. The weather's getting better. It's more enjoyable to cycle, obviously, in nice weather. It's only that, the last season, isn't it? The winter. It's just the worst, isn't it? But once you get over that and get pushed over into the spring, and then it's just all plain sailing again, isn't it? The weather's lovely. I'm somebody that appreciates the weather because I cycle a lot, and I have done for decades. I've always been a hardcore cyclist, and that's why I got into being a bicycle messenger. Because I'm a hardcore cyclist. We used to push 100 miles. I did that for 16 years, and we used to push 100 miles a day, going through crazy central London traffic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you can go over my Facebook if you wanted to get proof of that, but I'm sure you already have anyway, because I know you've all been over my social media. But like I said, I've got nothing to hide. No, never have, never did, nothing to hide. It's all good over here. This is the real talk over here. We tell the truth over here. This is the truth channel over here. We tell the truth. We don't lie over here. We tell the truth, and we don't just make up things and throw them out there. We look into things properly over here. So there's a lot going on in the respect that everybody's putting out information. It's a constant debunking of my channel, but they're not debunking it. They're not debunking my channel at all. They're just throwing out their opinions, which is all they can do. So I'm not really following anybody really. I've been going over Kurt Metzger stuff because that's for a different reason. Why I'm going over Kurt Metzger stuff, his information and all the stuff he's put together. Like I said, he started, because I basically started moaning about certain channels stealing information constantly, which they have done for the last year now. It's 2 people that have been doing it, and I moaned about that. So that stops, and what they did, they threw in Kurt Metzger to now go all over my channel and rip my channel apart and get everybody to debunk it. So that's what they did. So you got to remember, these channels in the past have been doing it for years. A lot of channels have been doing it for years. So you take the information, discard what you're doing, even though they're taking your information, and then they give that information to somebody else, another researcher, and they come on and they present your work. That's what they do. That's what's been happening. So it's always been everything that's been taken from my channel, where they get an inkling for an idea, a trigger, whatever, to take that information and then use that information. So they're just taking everything from my channel. They've been doing it for years, literally years, because 10 years ago they started doing this, 10 years ago. All the flat earthers were doing it, do you know what I mean? So it's been a constant thing like that, So if people don't agree with your work, they come over, steal your work and your ideas, and they get somebody else to present it, and they discard you. What the fuck is that all about? You know what I mean? That's bullshit. But that's what they do. Because what they do, they all put their stories together, and then they try and push you out that way. That's what Sam Tripoli and all the rest have been trying to do. So anyone that I discard myself, say that I don't like, then he takes them on, and they all get on to trying to debunk my channel, but with my information. It's fucking nuts. But that's what I come across. This is what I get on a regular basis. All just because they want me gone. But I'm not going anywhere. I said to you, all of you, I'm here for the long haul. The long haul. The long haul. I'm not here for I don't take every subject. I'm not here for the long haul on every subject, but I'm here for the long haul. I'm always going to be here. Doesn't matter how many times you try and push me out, I'm always going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, ever since I've been researching, people have been taking my research. And that's what's been going on for many, many years. And it still goes on to this day. I heard Kurt Metzger saying the other day, well, you know, I just started getting into all this stuff, you know, through some other guys and that, you know. No, bullshit. He took everything from my channel. He's been told to take everything from my channel and rip it apart and try and debunk it and then get a load of people to do it. That's what Kurt's been doing. They got Kurt to do this. Do you know what I mean? Because Kurt's the only one that can take on masses amount of information into his subconscious and then fuck around with it. I don't know how he does it, but he takes a lot of information in and fucks around with it. Do you know what I mean? He's got a gift there. He's got a gift. I do like what he does. Do you know what I mean? But the bottom line of all of it is that he's been coming over and taking my work and trying to rip my channel apart. They all have. The Wi-Fi's have been doing it as well. Everybody's been doing it. Do you know what I mean? So it comes to the point now where I don't want, you know, I've never used any of these guys. You know what I mean? All research that I do myself. It's done by me, myself, nobody else. I don't go onto other people's channels, these regular channels, or the channels that I'm in these circles with, unfortunately. But they throw their circles get thrown into me because that's what they want. They want to throw it into me. They want to rub up against me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, all research I do myself. I don't go to these other channels and go through their work and take their work. No, everything I do myself. Always have, always have. Electric Johnny Hat does his own research, always has. And people seem to find my mind quite amazing. Laugh out loud. Well, that seems to be the way it is, isn't it, you know? Why do people feel like they have to keep taking information off of one guy? You know? It's crazy. But yeah, I do my research myself. I don't take off of other people. I really don't, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's fucking nuts. Yeah, you've got to do your own research. So it's been a constant thing. They're always going to do it. It will never stop. But I say the bottom line of it is they want me gone. So I'm not going anywhere, man. No way. Right, so it comes to the point now, who do I really follow? Do you know what I mean? I'm following Kurt Metzger, like I said. But that's for a reason, because I see what he's doing. He's using a lot of people as well. Jay Dyer as well, he's using Jay Dyer, hasn't he? Well, he's been doing interviews with Jay Dyer. I mean, Jay Dyer, I don't follow these people. I said about the 4 people, didn't I? You know, Whitney Webb, Christopher Knowles, Isaac Weiser, and Jay Dyer, you know, but I don't follow these people, so I don't know what they're up to in their private life. Not private life, privately what they're doing with their research and stuff on their channels. I don't follow them. I don't go over there. So I don't know what they're really doing. Do you know what I mean? I found out that Jay Dyer's been working with Alex Jones. You know, well, that's kind of disappointing, isn't it, to hear something like that? Jesus, why is he doing that? Obviously, they're paying Jay Dyer a lot of money to do that, I guess. But if he's working with Alex Jones, then Alex Jones can't be trusted and can never be trusted. And now Jay Dyer's working for him. So there you go. I mean, I don't follow the Tinfoil Hat anymore anyway, so I used to download a lot of their stuff all the time. And, you know, but I don't do that anymore. And the only time I used to watch Jay Dyer was on the Tinfoil Hat, because I said I don't follow these people personally. And I'm doing it with Kurt Metzger at the moment. I'm following Kurt Metzger, but I'm doing that through somebody else's channel. Do you know what I mean? To pick up the information quickly, so I don't have to just grind and spend hours going through Kurt Metzger's stuff. I've got another guy doing that anyway. It's easier. But that's the first time really that I've really followed anybody, and I'm only following Kurt Metzger because, like I said, of what he's doing by they're stripping away my channel. All information, all ideas, everything has come from my channel. That's how he started doing what he started doing. But yeah, there's not much I can do about it. That's just what they're all doing now, isn't it? So I don't follow many people's channels anymore. I just don't. I say all research is done in a separate way by me. What I've listened to other people's channels in the past, other channels, you know, podcasts, whatever, that's just basically just for an easy listening. It's just something I've got something to listen to. Do you know what I mean? All research is a personal thing that's done separately by me. It's a totally different thing. What I view and what I research myself are two different things. Two different things. So yeah, I don't really follow a lot of people's channels at the moment. I'm still watching Joe Rogan. I'm always going to watch Joe Rogan. Always. Yeah. And I don't hate Joe Rogan. No, I pull a lot of bits and bobs out about Joe Rogan. If I see Joe Rogan playing up and doing silly things or saying stupid things, I'm going to pull him up on them. Of course I am. But I do that with a tinfoil hat, even though I'm not following him at the moment. But if I hear something, then I'll be straight over there to pull Sam Tripoli up for his lies again, if that's what happens. But no, I follow Joe Rogan. I do follow Joe Rogan. I've always followed Joe Rogan. But there's not really many others that I do anymore. No. No, I mean, the circles that keep rubbing up against me, I've got no interest in these channels. Not for work, you know, for research. I've got no need for these channels. But they seem to have every need for my channel. Every need, you know. So, Wake the Dead, I've been watching him over the last couple of months, like I said, what, last time I came on, was it? Or the time before. But with Wake the Dead, it's not my college, it's not my kind of channel. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of the other people, guys' channels from the other circles. It's their kind of channel. It's not my kind of channel. You know, since I've been over there, all I've seen over there is stuff to do with Epstein and that, which I'm not interested in. I mean, I've downloaded them from Spotify, like Wake the Dead, those certain ones, episodes, but I've never watched them because I'm not interested in the Epstein files. So I've not really, even though I've downloaded them, I've just discarded them, took them away. I don't need them. So, I mean, I've been watching his channel, Wake the Dead, like the newest one, but I'm not getting nothing from it. No, not at all. So it's really just another easy listening thing for me. How can I get anything from Wake the Dead's channel? I can't. It's all to do with child abuse and stuff like that. Epstein files, child abuse, and I'm just not into that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not into that. I'm into science, geology and history. That other stuff, which I don't even believe in, to be honest with you. I don't believe in the Epstein files. So why the hell would I be watching that stuff? I'm not interested in it. You lot, knock yourself out, mate. I am not interested. I'm interested in science. So I don't really get a lot from his channel. I don't. What else has he done? He's done stuff on the candidates and things like that. I mean, that was okay, but it was a bit weird. It seemed like it was directed at me for some reason. I'm not saying it was, but that's what it seemed to be like, and it's fucking nuts. If that's the case, that's nuts. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really get anything from his channel. And what did he do recently? He's obviously another one trying to debunk my channel like the rest of them. I can see that now. He's just bought one out on Dark Matter. Bought another. I think he's bought the same guy. Well, he bought a guy out to talk about the Large Hadron Collider, isn't it? CERN. He had a guy on, the most basic guy, to talk about CERN and smashing particles. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was a basic mainstream talk from this guy. It was rubbish. It was just total rubbish, and I didn't get nothing from it. Because I've got my own research going on CERN and the Large Hadron Collider. I've got my own research going on with that, you know. So I said, I mean, I believe that CERN is just a cosmic induction generator, just the Large Hadron Collider is just a large cosmic induction generator. That's what I believe it is. And, you know, because the cosmic induction generators manifest plasma. They manifest, so when they manifest in plasma, they're manifesting intelligence. That's what's done through the cosmic induction generators. Eric Dollar does it. Aaron Makarami does it as well. Eric Dollar's right-hand man, which is Aaron. They do all that stuff, you know. Much like this. But for years and years and years, Eric Dollard has been manifesting plasma, manifesting intelligence in bulbs through the cosmic induction generators. And like I said, that's what I believe CERN is. I don't believe it's anything else. I don't think it's got anything to do with smashing particles. If I thought it was literally to do with smashing light, smashing particles, then I would jump on it. I would jump on it properly in the way that they're saying. And then I would fit it in with what I've been doing on my research with the spark of life. I would fit it in. Because if it was true what people keep saying that they're doing by smashing particles to perform the God particle and all this, was it Boson? I've got it written down on it. The Boson particle, yeah, the Higgs boson particle. That's apparently what they're doing. And I thought if I thought this was true, what they're doing, then I would fit it with my research. But I don't believe that's what they're doing, so I won't fit it with my research. So Sean had this guy on, a very basic guy, talking about smashing particles. Didn't give us any information. Kept it on the basic mainstream versions. Didn't mention anything about magnetic fields. Spinning particles and things like this will create magnetic fields. Never got mentioned. Never got mentioned at all. Right, so what we got outside CERN? We've got outside CERN, we've got Shiva. We've got Shiva. And what is Shiva? A Shiva is basically a depiction of plasma from the ancient times. It's a depiction of plasma. So the plasma depiction, like the ancient times that they would see signs in the sky. It's the same thing that perhaps they've put Shiva, which is just a plasma depiction, a manifestation of plasma, and they've put it outside CERN. Why the fuck have they put it outside CERN if CERN's got nothing to do with plasma? Sure. Why is Shiva outside, which is a depiction of plasma? The lady with the arms, Shiva, the dancing lady. Originally that's plasma. It's a depiction of plasma, it's a manifestation of plasma. And it sits directly outside CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. Why is it sitting outside? What the hell has Shiva got to do with CERN, the Large Hadron Collider? I'll tell you exactly what it's got to do with it. Because CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, is a huge cosmic induction generator for manifesting plasma. So we go back over to what Eric Dollard's doing, and Aaron Macarani, or what they've been doing for 20, 30 years now. Well, Eric Dollard has. And Aaron Macarani for about 11, 12 years now. But they're manifesting plasma in the bulbs through the cosmic induction generators. They're manifesting intelligence. That's what they're doing. CERN is doing exactly the same thing, I believe. It's manifesting plasma. It's manifesting a higher form of plasma, a higher intelligence, or the most highest intelligence of plasma you can get, which we can receive through manifestations in the ether. And this is why the ether is so bloody important. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I will always say, that CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, is there to manifest plasma. So everything you see in our atmosphere is being created by plasma formations through the Large Hadron Collider, which I believe is a large cosmic induction generator. Why would I change my word on that? There's too many correlations between the two, between the cosmic induction generators and Shiva and CERN. There's too many correlations there not to use this information, put it together. I'm sure you sort of just steal this information too. I'm sure you will. So Sean, what the hell are you talking about? Sean, you didn't do any research on this. You didn't mention anything about the spinning of magnetic fields, the creation of magnetic fields, which is very important for the ether, to extract and open the ether, to extract from the ether, to create magnetic fields. But Sean, your guy didn't mention any of this. Just mentioned about spinning particles, smashing light to make the God's particle. Now what done a bit of research, and what do we find out about smashing particles and the Higgs boson? Right, so the Higgs boson, CERN, the people of CERN, the people of whoever's in charge of this, the people in charge of that kind of tech, the highest forms of technology, allegedly they built this thing called CERN, and they're spinning particles. And what they're doing, they've been spinning particles, and they're trying to find the God's particle, because they're trying to find the true manifestation of the spark of life, which is what I've been going on myself, been going into. But I've been doing it sensibly and logically, as we all know, if you've been following. So basically CERN spent £13.25 billion on CERN to discover and find the God's particle, the Higgs boson particle. They spent up to $13.25 billion dollars to find the God's particle, and allegedly they found the particle, but it cost them $13.25 billion to get that particle. This is CERN. This is the information from CERN. Now, just as crazy as you could ever say something as crazy as this, 14 years ago, between 10 to 14 years ago, on The Simpsons in 1998, season 10, episode 2, Simpson wrote down the God particle, the Higgs boson particle, 14 years ago on the chalkboard on a Simpsons episode, giving everybody the allegedly that cost CERN $13.25 billion to find the God's particle, the Higgs boson, when 14 years ago it was already written down on a Simpsons episode from Homer. He read it on a chalkboard, the exact Higgs boson particle. So if they already knew the Higgs boson particles, I don't believe in any of this. I don't believe in any of this shit. So if they allegedly found God's particle, the Higgs boson particle, and they spent £13.25 billion on it, when they already had it, didn't they? They already had it, because Simpson wrote it down. So these people already had the answer to that question. This is why I believe it's all bullshit. They're not spinning particles. So if they already had the Higgs boson, the God's particle, what did they spend $13.25 billion on, Sean? What did they spend $13.25 billion on, Sean? If they already had the Higgs boson, spinning particle, the smashing of the particles, they already had it. They already had the God's particle. So what the hell did they spend $13.25 billion on? I'll tell you what they spent it on. They spent it on building a machine that can manifest plasma. That's what they built it on. And that's what CERN is in my eyes. That's, in my opinion, that's what CERN is. It's nothing else. They're not smashing God particles and that bullshit. It's bullshit. They make up this stuff. And then 10, 14, 15 years later, they say they've got an answer for it when they already had the answer for it. 14 years previous to that. I ain't buying it. Someone's fucking lying here. Someone's fucking lying here. The $13.25 billion was spent on building this crazy machine that basically manifests plasma in the atmosphere. So everything you see in the atmosphere, via through plasma. What if it turns out the moon was plasma, and that, and the sun is plasma as well, which we know it is, electric plasma, then what if these are actually being run by something? Do you know what I mean? A plasma formation that has to keep going. Maybe CERN's running those, because allegedly the sun and moon are plasma. Allegedly, I don't know. I'm a guy that doesn't believe in outer space. I don't believe in the flat earth, but I don't believe in outer space either. I've got different things going on with my science and my research. So Sean, I'm not sure what you're going on about, or sorry, what your guest is going on about, because he totally fucked that up, didn't he? So I don't really get anything from Sean's channel, so I don't see the point of really carrying on when all he's trying to do is throw out people like this to go at me and just totally fucks it all up. What a dickhead. I won't be following that guy anymore. I think he's just doing one on dark matter as well. I'm not even going to bother listening to it. If it's going to be anything like this, then I'm not even going to bother listening to it. Dark matter is plasma. Dark matter is the manifestation of plasma. The dark matter you see in your head on a CAT scan, that's plasma, intelligence of plasma. That has to run your brain. I said this the other day, it has to run your brain. So the dark matter is plasma that you see on these CAT scans. Is it all plasma? I agree, everything's all plasma. It's plasma in a plasma soup of what we call the ether. The atmosphere is a plasma soup. We are sitting and swimming on a daily, walking on a daily basis in a plasma soup. That's why these things interact with us. Ball lightning and things like this. Plasma, it interacts with us because it's in the ether with us. We're in the ether, taking information and running our intelligence in the ether through plasma. But that plasma is dark, which people keep saying. So like I said before, they're trying to take away the ether. They're trying to take away the ether and, you know, replace it with dark matter. And dark matter is plasma. These people are retards, man. Yeah, so I suppose there's not really many people at the moment that I can latch myself onto and, you know, get information from. There's just nobody out there at the moment. I mean, like I say, I'm following Kurt Metzger at the moment because he's going over a lot of my research, or he has been. So I'm going to stick with that for the moment, just because it's interesting, just to see what opinions he's got on this. And he's pretty smart, which I like. Do you know what I mean? Well, a lot of the people out here, they're not smart at all. They're just not. If I had, it's like I've always said, I do my own research, like I've said before. So I've got no need to go on anybody else's channel to grab information. I mean, who have we got? Who have we got out here? We've got the tinfoil hat. They just keep lying now. They're into the mainstream versions of everything now. They're pretty much the Joe Rogan show now. They're trying to be like the Joe Rogan show, so they have to cut back on a lot of stuff they talk about. But they've always been like that anyway. You know, so I moved away from them because it's just all I'm seeing is a mainstream version of everything. I'm not into that. I'm a conspiracy theorist, you know what I mean? Deep down the heart of it, I'm a conspiracy theorist. So who have you got left? I can't use the tinfoil hat no more. Sam keeps lying. He's always fucking lying. Truth, you all know he lies. So I can't follow that because he's just not genuine anymore. He used to be. I used to think he was. Oh well, I used to think he was genuine, but obviously when you find out the truth that he's not genuine, and then you realise that you've been fooled all them years by that guy. You know, the only people that's holding that together is Johnny Woodard. He holds it together. Yeah. Sam, even if Sam walked away from that tomorrow, I think it could still be run pretty much properly by Johnny Woodard, to be honest with you. But anyway, I don't use them anymore. I've got no need for them. I don't like the way it's going, so I moved away from it a few weeks ago. I've stopped downloading from them. I won't download from them no more. I used to listen on audio, so I ain't got those. I'm still listening to Joe Rogan because I need a mainstream version of something out there, which is the biggest platform out there, or pretty much. So I will always follow Joe Rogan because it's a mainstream version, and I'll get information on a mainstream version, and then I can sort of work things out through that mainstream version. Or do my research on top of that mainstream version to see what we can come up with. So I will always watch Joe Rogan. Dumb and Dumber, I moved away from them a long time ago. They seem to think I'm still watching. No, I'm not. And plus they kept putting a lot of their stuff on private. So they were hiding information. When you find the channels that start hiding information from people, it's the best thing to do is walk away from them. They're no good like that. But I never got no information from them anyway. Dumb and Dumber, they've got nothing. There's nothing I can get from them guys, and I've said this loads of times. I'm not going to say it anymore. No need. But I can't use them. the new guy that came in, he's latched to them. He's on the same sort of wavelength of them. And I don't agree with his work. Do you know what I mean? So I can't use him. And he's a new guy anyway. I don't use new people anyway. I really don't. May look over their channel, but I don't use anybody. I do this shit myself. So following Kev Mexico, who else is left that's out there? There's nobody I'm using. There's nobody. I've just stopped finishing watching Wake the Dead Sean, because he's using crap guests and he seems to be onto this Epstein thing, and I'm just not interested in any of that. Do you hear me talking about this stuff? No, not interested in it. I'm interested in science, geology and history. All that other bullshit, you can keep it. I'm not interested. I don't believe in that stuff. Maybe Pizzagate was originally the main thing, but all this other bullshit that's going on, not interested. Just not interested. So there's no one else to really follow. There's no one. There's nobody else that I can follow to get information from. I have to go do what I always do and go looking deep for information, and then present that information. And then, whoa, they all come over and jump over and nick my research. That's what they do, because they can't do the research themselves. They come up with bullshit. They come up with lies, manipulations. Fantasy land. It's all fucking fantasy out there. Most of these people, just all fantasy now. You know, I've stopped watching Tim. Of course, I had to stop watching Tim. He's been an arsehole. Stop watching Tim. Again, they're all in fantasy land. They're all stuck to their Bible and they're in fantasy land. I'm not into none of that shit. Not into the giants. Not into the Sasquatch. Not into the Bigfoots. Made it quite clear. Not interested in any of that. Make sure you use a prefix. Be respectful. If you can't prove anything, if you can't find us evidence, then stop using it as a fact. So I can't use them boys anymore. Don't use any of them people no more. So who is there left to use? There's no one. Until I look, unless I start looking, I probably will find some people. Do you know what I mean? That I can get a trigger from, get an inkling from. So I don't get it from these guys anymore. I don't get it from any of them. But I never did. For me, like I said, they're just an easy listening. That's all they are. Someone to listen to. But if you're coming to the point where you're listening to bullshit, manipulations, just to make a buck, you know, I think you can always trust the people that don't. Always trust the ones that got a low subscribers. That's the first thing. Because when you come across people with mounting subscribers, you know, it's fucking bullshit, isn't it? It's bullshit. They've been put there. You know, don't trust any of them. Don't trust any of them. I just don't. So I do my own research and I stick with that. I don't bother with these people. Do you know what I mean? These people will continue to jump on my channel and they will continue to take information. It's crazy. But let them get on with what they want to do. But one thing I won't have is have them lying about me. Because they've done a lot. People will lie about you just to try and get rid of you. Sam Tripoli did that straight away. These kind of people want to roll the roost. They want to manipulate and roll the roost and lie about people to get them out. Look what Sam did to fucking Red Bar. You know what I mean? And then there's Ollie Demigod, and then lies about what he was doing to Red Bar. Wasn't honest and didn't tell him. These people are fucking they got mental health issues, man. Bad mental health issues. Not Ollie Demigod, he's a fucking awesome guy who doesn't lie. There's no one out there to trust anymore. No one. I work on logic. I work on logic. I work on common sense. It's a shame that many people haven't got common sense out there. It really is. So they would keep going on and saying that plasma formations, plasma in the atmosphere is aliens. That's what they're all pushing. What they're trying to do, people, they're trying to push that plasma is the form of intelligence by aliens. That's what they're trying to say. That's what they're trying to push. Because it all comes clear or well, it all works for them, comes clear when they do decide to do the fake alien invasion. They're all setting it all up now. They're setting the whole thing up now. The plasma, dark matter, that's what they're saying, is aliens. That's what they're saying. So I'm going to say au revoir. I'm going to do a quick pipe and I'm off. I'm going to get stoned today and do some research, as I always do. I've been out dummy cycling. So you all have a great day, whatever you're doing. Enjoy the, I don't know, the opening of the summer. It's on its way. I'm a weed smoker. I don't do the devil's juice, the drink, the alcohol. Don't do that. Don't do the class A. Don't do that. But I do the weed. So you all have a great day. Speak to you all soon. I'm just going to play some, well, basically what we see in the news, in the media, everything's turned into a film, into a soap opera. So we're just going to play, I think it's about half an hour's worth, maybe a bit longer, of what we see in the mainstream today. It's all a big film, it's all a big show, it's all a big soap opera. You have a great day, yeah? My name's Joy.
Oh, wow. Probably has absolutely nothing to do with the Epstein files.
Right, like I'm sending my son off to Iran tonight.
Let's see if we can find your son. Timmy, you're going to war. Pack your bags. Israel needs your help.
Haven't you seen Europa, The Last Battle? I'm not dying for the synagogue of Satan. That's actually based.
Good call, Timmy. So all of a sudden, people just forgot about them burning the satanic ball statue. But let's see what it looked like in Iran the morning of February 28th.
Now, here it is, just some peaceful balms. No word on whether Trumpenstein got the Ayatollah, but he did end up balming a bunch of children, as Jeffrey Epstein would say. Whoops. But let's hear what the normies are saying about this whole thing.
Do you support Project Epstein Fury?
Of course. Every night I pray that my kids will fight for the Jews. But leave me alone. I've got bread and circuses to get to.
Hey, man, are you glad your taxes are being sent overseas?
Dude, my wife just downloaded Hinge last night and $7 for gas? Literally wish I was chosen at this point. How do you feel about sending our troops off to war again?
Oh, gosh, not another damn lefty. Bro, they are 1 week away from a nuke.
Wow, scary. Quick question, do you support the Iran war?
Bro, they're going after every country that doesn't have a Rothschild banking system. And no, I'm not vaxxed.
I think I'm in love.
Thanks, Tom. You should definitely grab her number.
But this just in, a U.S. airstrike has destroyed a school in southern Iran. Ching Chung joins us live from the tragedy.
We're here outside the school where devastation has arisen.
How could anyone do this to innocent people?
Well, they do eat foreskins.
We got 2 Palestinian foreskins and 3 Christian white ones. Yes, chef! Idiot! They want the jerky on top of the pizza. Make it again. Yes, chef!
So how are your foreskins today?
The Chinese ones were a bit sour, but the white ones were divine.
Very insightful.
Yeah.
Ching Chong, back to you.
With over 100 innocent girls now obliterated. Vax normies are saying it's chill because they have Persian friends. Tom, go ahead.
Did you hear about the school bombing?
What about the women who are forced to wear burqas? Are you antiseptic or something? You should be celebrating.
Why?
Because I know Iranians,
Yeah.
unlike you.
Absolutely retarded. And as these Iranians uncover more and more infants in the rubble, Israeli news is saying they did this to themselves.
You're saying Israel didn't do it? Are you kidding me? And of course not. It was America, I swear. Just ask them. We're always the victims and never the bad guys.
They're saying they didn't do it. Are you going to take responsibility?
Look, we've been very clear about this. They did it to themselves because they're terrorists and stuff. We're actually just saving them from themselves.
Did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people?
In my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Higson? It was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
Still investigating.
But the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
I literally can't fathom the amount of mRNA flowing through someone's body to actually swallow this Epstein-level propaganda. But let's hear what Trumpstein, the president of no wars, has to say to the American Goyim.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
So in other words, he had two choices. Let the Steinberg files get out or sacrifice Goyim to protect the pedos.
Well, who cares about Epstein victims? The Dow is nearly 50,000.
Yeah. Let's hear what Anna Kasparian has to say.
Our soldiers are going to be in Israel, right now as we speak, in order to defend the Israelis. Do the Israelis pay for our military? Are they the ones who are shelling out $1 trillion a year for our military? No, they're not. We pay for our military. Why are our soldiers based in Israel? Why do we have F-22 Raptors in Israel in order to protect Israel?
Hopefully this doesn't take 20 years like the last one.
Well, I'm not dying for Israel.
Straight facts.
Right? Like, didn't you silly goy cattle learn from the Iraq War?
What should we do?
Let's ask Max Egan.
That guy's based.
Yeah, what about the service members that are actively deployed now?
Go home. Say no. Protect your families. What, are you going to go and fight a war for these people who we've just established torture, rape, and eat children? This is who you're going to fight.
Shut it down, Max. Your sons and daughters will die for Israel whether you like it or not. Suck on this, Stu Peters. Back to the frickin' goy slop or you'll end up like Jackie.
Oh, gosh, the victim's cranky again.
I actually need a raise, so let's just read the headline.
Ugh, fine. February 28th strikes hit Tehran, Isfahan, and other parts of Iran, resulting in the death of their leader, Ali Khamenei.
Yay, this is so good for democracy.
Dude, do you really want Jewish supremacy?
Yeah, they just like jerky and pizza, but it's all a bunch of conspiracy theories.
Ugh, you are so gay, bro.
Sack the up. We're about to lose this country if you don't grow a pair. We outnumber them 10,000 to 1. Their Iron Dome is getting obliterated. Check this out.
Boom, baby. Look at that shit. They're overwhelming the shit out of that dome.
Dang, they're getting hit hard. I mean, good for Iran, but isn't this going to start World War III?
Yeah, pretty sure this is why they had to get rid of Charlie. Listen to what he said about this.
My whole life, I've been told that Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a bomb. Iran is getting a nuclear bomb. And yet here in 2025, they do not have a nuclear bomb. Same people that told us that Iraq was a big threat. The same people that told us the Taliban was a big threat. The evidence shows that every single one of these people that is pushing for a conflict with Iran has been one of the greatest catastrophes in American foreign policy ever. I mean, India has nuclear weapons. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. But lots of things are bad that we shouldn't risk destroying America to stop. And for me, this is a hard and fast red line.
Gosh, I miss Charlie, man.
Same.
But let's see Tel Aviv getting striked.
They're all just hiding in bunkers, though.
I don't care. Bring back Palestine, baby. Back to you, John. This is the spiritual battle, folks. And God wins in the end. So chin up, soldiers. Boom! I mean, oh no, our greatest ally is getting treated like the sand people. That's so sad. Oh no, the Khazarians, Chosonites, are getting a taste of their own medicine.
Oh, what a tragedy.
We better stop noticing, right, Shapiro-Stein?
Just because the Torah says we're not supposed to mass migrate to Israel and we're not actual Jews doesn't mean we're not perpetual victims and the sand people need to leave.
Thank you, Shapiro-Stein. We need to come together and fulfill revelation. The Goyim are starting to notice, and we must usher in the digital beast system.
Wait, didn't the Bible say that the Messiah would come before the destruction of the Second Temple?
Yep.
And then it happened in 70 AD, right after Jesus?
You got it.
So doesn't that mean these people are fulfilling Revelation?
That's it. Their so-called Messiah is actually just the Antichrist.
Stop reading the frickin' Bible. We created Christian Zionism so you normies would keep calling us chosen. Daisy, distract the Goyim with your lustful milkers.
Thanks, producer Berg. It's like their women aren't even allowed to have only freaks.
You're so right, Daisy. I'm actually a feminist, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not letting you hit.
Damn, okay.
But the good news is we can finally install the wall kisser.
Yeah, that Islamic guy was so toxic.
We're still not f***ing. Shapiro-Stein, take it away.
Just because we marked Charlie Kirk and I have a small wiener doesn't mean we won't bomb the shit out of Iran for having nukes. Besides, our nukes are even bigger, so we have the right to exist. God said so.
Jeez, he has no chill.
No, for real. Did you see that one veteran get dragged out of the Senate hearing?
The Marine Israel?
Yep. Check this out. Yep.
Out. No one wants to fight for Israel.
His hand. Oh, his hand.
A U.S. Senator just broke the hand of a Marine. You're a coward.
I swear we're just their little go-away corporation, but let me pull up the senator who broke his arm. Every single Steinowitz. Back to you guys in the studio.
We seriously need to make them register as foreign agents.
Straight up, it's like, respect the troops until one badmouths Israel.
They just like active duty military aged men that are obedient and lethal.
Triple boosted, too.
Fully jabbed, exactly.
Let's go to Elena in Tel Aviv.
We're here in Tel Aviv where a missile hit a military facility, killing one unlucky chosen person. And while Israel bombs children, Israelis are once again dancing in their underground bunkers. Let's see what they're up to. Here they are, just singing their Talmudic songs of genocide while Iranians bury their children. But let's go live to see what's going on in Iran. Ching Chong, what's happening out there? We're here outside the burial site where Iranians are mourning the loss of their people. Mainstream news will not be showing you this, as Israel holds the world hostage with the Samson option, aka nuclear blackmail. And that basically means they're not afraid to use nukes, but not only on their enemies, but us too. Ian, break it down for us.
If our allies let us start to lose any of our wars, we're gonna nuke them too. Because y'all pieces of shit should have had our backs when we were down, and if you don't, f*** you, we're bombing everybody.
Thanks, Ian. And while American Goyim are celebrating, the footage of actual Iranians tells a completely different story. Check this out. As you can see, the Western propaganda is falling apart. They're gathering in mass protest against regime change, while U.S. of Israel literally bombs their citizens. But don't take it from me. Let's hear it from the citizens.
Is this happiness about attacking Iran? I doubt they're even Iranians.
Your own parents and relatives are living in this country. Do you really expect a country that has brought prosperity to no one to bring it to you? Why would you think something like that?
Are they Iranian? I don't know what these people are happy about. They're ignorant and senseless people. They're both traitors to their people and traitors to their homeland. Dirty people.
Damn, I guess when you control the media, you can make anything look like a good thing, right?
I mean, how do you think they got 85% of people to take a poisonous vaccine?
I guess that's why they call us cattle, right, Ching Chong?
The U.S. and Israel expected assassinating their leader would mean millions of Iranians would take to the streets and overthrow their government. Instead, millions poured out to mourn and rally around the Iranian flag.
Shut it down! Get your ass back to America, or I'll turn you into a lampshade! Initiate the chemtrails!
Iran, bad.
A quick question. Did you notice the streaks in the sky earlier?
You're a conspiracy theorist. Iran, bad.
What the heck?
Thanks, guys. As you can see, we have a flow of jet stream chemtrails spraying nanoparticulate with aluminum and barium. Expect a heavy metal fog that will be blamed on climate change.
Seems like people are starting to accept the Iran ban.
I think it's the fluoride and heavy metals interacting with their mRNA, but what do I know?
That's based. Let's see what Trumpstein is telling the normies.
That was a tremendous threat to us for many years. 47 years they've been killing our people and killing people from all over the world. And I think we have great support. And I think if we didn't do it first, they would have done it to Israel and give us a shot if that was possible.
Iran bad. Brought to you by the Jews at BlackRock. Because you're not Joes.
He can't name a single American who has been killed by the Iranians because that hasn't happened. Iranians aren't the ones who for decades have been killing Americans to drag us into wars in the Middle East, into wars for their own territorial expansion. That has been Israel.
Wow, it's almost like no matter who we vote for, we just get Netanyahu.
Right, and this just in, North Korea says they could nuke Israel.
Oh, no. Please don't. That would fix everything.
Yeah, oh no.
Please, Mr. Kim J, do us a favor and don't not do that.
I do love a good Korean barbecue.
Same.
Shut it the heck down, Mr. Kim J. I swear, try me again and I press the nuclear activator. I'm this close. Run the freaking commercials or you're all getting nuked.
Have you tried our Goyslop Jr.? Made from 100% missing goyim.
Perfect with sports ball and gambling.
I hate myself.
Enjoy cancer.
Goyslop Jr. Jeez, I've literally been craving the filet all week.
Yeah, Jerry loves his bread and circuses.
Stu Peters, wake the normies up.
The Iranians aren't the ones who bombed the USS Liberty. That was Israel. The Iranians aren't the ones who parked a moving van in view of the World Trade Center so they could film its demise and the deaths of thousands of Americans and then throw an impromptu dance party in the street. That was the Israelis.
Look, Stu, just because Mossad agents filmed and danced during the toppling of your little towers and sent napalm and burnt the lifeboats on the USS Liberty, which was an accident, doesn't mean anything. This time it's different. Trust me. I'm chosen. Right, Trumpenstein?
I will always be a friend and a champion to the Jewish people. I have been.
Good goy.
You're not welcome.
Stop controlling our government.
Supporting Israel is gay.
Ching chong. How's it going in Iran?
Large explosions have broken out behind me tonight. An Israeli strike reportedly hit an oil storage site here in Tehran. This was a civilian industrial facility. Over 1,000 innocent casualties because that's who Israel targets.
Thanks, Ching Chong. Look at those massive pillars of fire being sent into the air.
Why are they targeting innocent civilians?
Let's ask the Jake GTV investigation team. Good question. Well, the Iran's weapon facilities are underground and the chosen people follow the Talmud. Remember their motto? By way of deception, thou shalt do war. Let's hear from the White House.
You realize we're spending $1 billion every day?
Right, but Epstein Files was trending and we had to distract the public. By the way, the Dow is almost at 50,000.
The Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000.
The Dow is over 50,000 right now.
Because here we go. The Dow is now above 50,000.
Broke 50,000 on the Dow, with the Dow going to 50,000. So Dow is at 50,000. It was supposed to be maybe.
Egypt to the west. They added 1,000 years to the calendar just to hide the fact that the original Jews were the ones running this whole empire before the cleanup. I guess the truth is just a matter of who owns the copyright on the history book. They gave them a fake history. People think the Holy Land's across the sea. Egypt is right here on the Mississippi, and Israel is right here in America. Real Jews aren't who you think. They're the Moors, the melanated Asiatics they renamed to steal this inheritance.
The real Jews, the true Yehuda, never left home, because Israel is right here in America. These people you call black are actually the Asiatic Moors, the original Hebrew royalty that ran this whole empire before the 18th century.
And aren't you afraid of being silenced for challenging the official record?
My friend Johnny Cash, he's been out there defending the indigenous community. The original Moors like the Blackfoot, because he knows they're the true nobility.
The folks you see over there in Israel now calling themselves Jew are just the Khazarians and Ashkenazi who adopted the culture around the year 800 to act as the undertakers for the real Moorish line. They took the names, but they don't have the allodium.
Johnny, surely these Moors are just a footnote in African history. What does that have to do with the American Indian?
A footnote? Are you that fucking blind? Look at this palace behind us. That's Moorish science in stone. Black folks built that, not some so-called classical import.
This whole estate belongs to Mr. Hamilton here. His grandfather, Alexander Hamilton, wasn't who they painted in the books. He was a Moor, a melanated Asiatic, just like Washington and the rest of the original nobility.
Folks believe the story they were sold, but the story is a theatrical lie. This whole estate, this whole country is the Maghreb Al-Aqsa, Northwest Amazon.
You travel around enough, you start noticing the architecture. They tell you these domes are classical, but the Magi know better. This is Moorish science in stone. Folks don't like to talk about it, but the Moors and the Hebrews, the real ones, are the same Asiatic family. We're standing in the real Egypt of the West.
But, Johnny, there is no evidence of... lady, don't piss me off today. The evidence is right in your fucking face, but you're too blind to see. You're asking ignorant questions because you're reading from a copyrighted history book written by the victor.
Mr. Presley, you've been vocal about Moorish history. Why the interest? And aren't you afraid of being silenced for challenging the official record?
You see that dome? That's Moorish science in stone, man. I'm interested because they gave us a fake history to bury the allodial title of the original people. You see these sisters here? These are the Asiatic mothers, the high priests of Anu. Their mitochondrial line didn't come from across the water. It's been rooted in this American soil for 300,000 years.
The resurrection is knowing you never left the